Hi, this is Margaret from Noble Desktop, and today we will look at basic rendering in Premiere Pro. Rendering is the creation of preview files. It's a stabilizing file. Green is done. You don't have to render this. Green means you already have rendered. Everything's fine. Yellow means this needs to be rendered, but when you play it back, it's going to be normal. You're going to see this as it's meant to be seen. Red, on the other hand, they're going to show you a lower quality file, and often the rate of it is going to be at a different rate. Rendering will happen during your export. I'm somebody of the belief that you should render before you export. Sequence, render into out. This whole sequence now you can see is starting to turn green. All right, so this is completely rendered, fully green, ready to be exported. So where do these render files go? They go into wherever you have set up your system settings. And just to take another look at that, File, Project Settings, Scratch Disks. I have my Scratch Disk set up to same as project. So wherever my project is saved, every associated file that has to do with a render preview file, not the footage, just the support files, go into that folder. So this is in a folder on the desktop called August S, August System Set. Your video previews and your audio previews are your render files. So I know where they are now. Let's take a look at them. So here's my desktop. Here's August S. Here's my autosave fault. It was saved once in this session, just at 11:01. Here are the render files. Just that tiny render I did is probably half a gigabyte. Let's check it. I'm going to say get info. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much half a gigabyte. So this is, I am showing this to you to illustrate the importance of knowing where you keep your system settings so that you can delete these. When I've exported my project, there is zero reason for me to have a half a gigabyte of render files eating up my computer's memory for absolutely no reason, because you can always re-render. To demonstrate, I'm going to delete these files. Now looking back at our project, yes, now they are yellow again and need to be rendered. Easy to do, sequence, render into out. You could also say render selection, but the reason I don't like doing that is because it actually will make you play the whole movie in real time in order to render. So my go-to is render into out. You could also just select, just have your effects rendered. You could just render the audio. You could just render a selection, have something highlighted, and just render that. Render into out takes care of your entire movie, which is why it's my go-to. So this is now once again generating render files. Let me bring this up and we'll see how they suddenly will appear. Here they go. One other thing is it's possible that you come across a message such as this. This message essentially means that you have a difficult render file and you will need to just put an in and out point on each side of it and just do it slowly. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson on rendering in Premiere Pro. This has been Margaret with Noble Desktop.